everybody, welcome back. Today, we got a very special video for you. It's not specifically tied to any VGC format, but it is VGC related. Today, I'm going to be going over some of your Pokemon game mechanic hot takes. I sent out a Twitter post on Twitter asking for other people's hot takes after a string of hot takes from myself. I sent out a community post on YouTube doing the same kind of a thing. I got a bunch of responses. We're gonna go through all of them, maybe just most of them. I don't really know. I haven't read all of them. I've been trying to keep myself from reading them, even though it's been a couple of weeks since I sent those posts out. So let's look at some of these hot takes. I'm gonna start with Twitter, and then we'll go to YouTube community posts. First up on Twitter, we have Nezzy. U-turn should be a fighting move or a normal type move. All right, look. I would agree with you, except bug types are so bad. Bug types are so bad that they should deserve to have something. I think that only bug types should learn U-turn. Next hot take. Bug types should be immune to powder moves and effects. Yes, I've said this a million times. I'll keep saying it a million times. Bug types should be immune to powder moves like Rage Powder and Spore, etc. It only makes sense. Give bug types the love. Pokemon should wear hats. Yes. Bring back Skydrop and Snatch. I don't know about Snatch. We don't want to make Incineroar even better because Incineroar gets Snatch, and I don't want Snatch Incineroar. But Skydrop, I want Skydrop back. Skydrop is one of those moves that I love dearly. Reducing Scald's distribution was a mistake. I disagree. I don't think so. I think Scald is in a very good place where it is. I think maybe they should give us like a better move besides Chilling Water to kind of replace Scald, because really, like, Scald's burn chance is nice, but we just need like a good water move for a lot of Pokemon. But I don't know. I kind of don't miss Scald most of the time. Let's see here. Utility Umbrella should work like a personal Cloud 9. Honestly, Utility Umbrella is one of those items that has such a weird effect that I always forget exactly what it does. I can't remember if it only I think it only affects incoming attacks and not outgoing attacks. So yes, it should do both. It should do both in both directions. I agree. This person had a second hot take. High base power moves are too highly distributed. Coverage becomes less important when you get insane stab. I could see that for some Pokemon. Like going off like what I said in the Flutterman rant, like either all Pokemon should get access to like better stab moves, or we should stop giving crazy stab moves to Pokemon with really high stats. And I can kind of see where you're coming from. I kind of get it. Psy-Spam relies on your opponent playing poorly in order to have a chance to win. Sometimes. I think you could say this about any hyper offense strategy and it would be true, and it's not necessarily just Psy-Spam. Though there is room to play hyper offense strategies like Psy-Spam at high levels of play and do well with them, and it's not just because your opponent makes a misplay. This person also had a second hot take because they didn't like that one. That one wasn't game mechanics related. 2 Weezings on the field should cancel each other out. I think that's funny, and I want that. I think that's really funny. Hit them like Trick Room, like how Trick Room works with neutralizing gas. Yeah, I can see that. All of the evolutions should have their abilities changed. Vaporeon, Flareon, and Glaceon should get Weather Setting. Jolteon, Leafeon, Espeon should get Terrain. Umbreon should get Dark Aura, and Sylveon should get Fairy Aura. I don't know if I agree with this. I do want to see a change for some of the evolutions because, like, Flash Fire on Flareon is terrible, and like it having guts but being a fire type is kind of terrible. Glaceon could definitely use better abilities. Like, I don't know how I feel about Umbreon and Sylveon getting Dark Aura and Fairy Aura. Like, the other stuff, yeah, like, sure, like, I wouldn't really mind those changes. But if they give Umbreon Dark Aura and Sylveon Fairy Aura, I don't think that's good. I think Sylveon is a problem enough with Pixelate without, like, getting a different ability instead of that also boosts its friend's Fairy type moves. But I like where you're going. I like where your heart is at. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the specifics of your hot take. Let's see. Tailwind should not activate until the end of the turn, like Focus Punch. Para, Freeze, and Sleep need a rework. Explosion should still be cool. Symbiosis should work with Baton Pass. And then Pollen Puff and Pain Split should work with Triage. Okay. There's good things here. There's bad things here. All right. Yes, Tailwind should be negative priority like Trick Room. It should be negative, it's like 7 or 8 priority. It's some ridiculous number like 5. It should be negative 5 priority like Trick Room. 100% agree. But they should make Tailwind a turn longer to compensate because I feel like that's fair. Paraphrase and Sleep. Sleep I think is mostly okay. I don't want Sleep to be like the drowsy status condition in Legends Arceus because then literally every Sleep move is Yawn. And then what does Yawn do? You know what I mean? Para, I would be so happy if next gen Para just halved your speed stat and didn't also make it so that you had a chance to not move. I think that would be fair. Freeze, I want to see Freeze be special burn as much as the next person, but also Freeze is such a non-entity right now most of the time that like it's really just something to get salty about when it happens. And sometimes the community needs that. Sometimes we need to be humbled. and Freeze is there to humble us. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Explosion should still be cool. Who said it wasn't? I think Explosion is cool. I'm a big Explosion lover over here. That's a known entity. Yeah, I think Explosion is still cool. Yeah, I think Symbiosis with Baton Pass would be cool, except Baton Pass is banned in Smogon singles, is it not? So, like, really, who's it going to help? You know what I mean? But, you know, I could see that for, like, Battle Stadium singles. I think that'd be cool. I think that Pollen Puff should work with Triage. I don't think that Pain Split should work with Triage. Because Pain Split's not exactly a healing move, but Pollen Puff is a healing move. Does that make sense? Pollen Puff should work with Triage, but I don't think Pain Split should. There's probably some other moves that should work with Triage, or like Comb Face should learn, so. Like Leech Seed should probably work with Triage. Terrestrialization is greater than Megas, is greater than Dynamax, is greater than Z moves. I don't know. I really like Dynamax, but this is like an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's a hot take. I don't really know how I feel. In my mind, like, they're kind of all like the same. You know, like for me, it really doesn't matter that much. Overquill is underrated. Oh, this is a person from my Discord, I think. Overquill's neat. I don't know if it's good, but it's neat. The Genie should get Sandstorm, and Cast Form should have a Sandstorm form. Yes, Cast Form should have a Sandstorm form, and you know, while we're at it, let's add forms for all the terrains. The Genie should get Sandstorm. Actually, fun fact, Tornadus does get Sandstorm. So there you go. I don't know if all the Genies should get Sandstorm, but Tornadus does get Sandstorm. Remove Freeze and replace it with Frostbite. You know, maybe. Yeah, we kind of already talked about this one. It's basically just Special Burn. I'm okay with Special Burn. I'm okay with not Special Burn. Whichever is fine. Base crit chance should be 0 in player versus player battles and can still be raised with Focus Energy Razor Claw. Moves that have a higher crit rate as an effect, I think would be generally fine too. Except for Ivy Cudgel. I can see this, but also this would kind of make a lot of degenerate strategies that people don't like better. Like, imagine if you were playing against Muck Smeargle and you didn't have a chance of getting a random crit. How mad would you be? How much more angry would that strategy make you? You know what I mean? Like yes, I hate when I get randomly crit, but also random crits are good sometimes. So I don't know. There's a lot of nuance in this one, and I don't know exactly which direction I'm leaning towards. Let's see. Frostbite and Drowsy. Again, Frostbite is fine. Drowsy, I don't want Drowsy. Sleep maybe needs a rework, but I don't want it to be Drowsy. Boost critical hit rates based on defensive and offensive stat boost ratio. No, I think I disagree with this. Yeah, I think I disagree with this. I don't know exactly what you mean, but if like I went +2 attack, and then like if I went +2 attack and then I also had a higher crit chance, I don't want that. That's terrible. That's awful. Mega evolutions were a competitively sound concept. Okay. I don't know if I agree. I think like on paper, yeah, they're fine. Because you have to give up your item slot, whatever. I think yeah, the problem is mostly they just made the Mega Evolutions too good. And they gave them to Pokemon who didn't really need them, if that makes sense. But nobody would care about Mega Evolution if it was only like bad Pokemon that got Mega Evolution. So like I kind of see like they had to find a balance there. I do not want Strong and Agile style as a gimmick, and it is solely for the fact that I hate the battle system in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Take this down, you know. Feel free to be this my hot take for right now. I hate the battle system in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I do not think it would be good for player versus player combat. The turn system is stupid. It doesn't ever actually take as many turns as it tells you it's going to take. I hate everything about the trainer battles in Legends Arceus. And the wild Pokemon. I hate everything about the battles in Legends Arceus, and I don't want to see Legends Arceus battles be player versus player in any sort of sense, because it would be terrible. Alright. Scrafty should get Shed Tail. Yes. Yes. I think Scrafty should get Shed Tail. It makes a lot of sense. Sucker Punch and other priority attacks that check an attack should go before moves like E-Speed, Follow Me, and Fake Out. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We have an attack that does this. It's Upper Hand. And to make Upper Hand balanced, they made it fail if your opponent did not click a priority move. And I think Upper Hand is probably a really fair and balanced move, except for the fact that all the E-Speed users can't flinch. I don't think I agree with this. I think having like... I think this generation, it feels bad because there's so much E-Speed and stuff. But... I think that all of that is really fair counterplay to Sucker Punch, and Sucker Punch would probably be too good of a move if it went before stuff like Follow Me and Fake Out. So I disagree. Misty and Electric Terrain are confusing because they do basically the same thing. Yes and no. Okay? Like, Misty Terrain blocks all status effects. Electric Terrain does block just sleep. I think this is really a point where, like, Misty Terrain doesn't buff the damage of any attacks, so it needed a really good secondary effect, or it would just be terrible. Like, just having the power of Dragon-type moves is not a good effect. Whereas Electric Terrain, boosting the power of Electric-type attacks is really, really good. Like, we've seen, like, you know, Electric Terrain probably has only gotten better since it's been released. If we had Tapu Koko right now, it would go insane. I think if Electric Terrain had a better effect than stopping sleep and we got Tapu Koko right now, it would be extremely stupid. This is kind of one of those things where, like, it's hard to see in the generation where they introduced it. It's kind of hard to see last generation. But this generation, Electric Terrain makes perfect sense. And I think if they made it any better, it would be bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think buffing Electric Terrain and nerfing Misty Terrain is bad. I don't like that. Mega Evolution is fine, but way overhyped. I think people have a right to be hyped about Mega Evolution. Yes, sometimes it can be annoying, but you know, don't yuck their yum. You could only yuck people's yum if it's really bad. Mega Evolution is not bad enough to be doing that. But I don't know if it's fine competitively. I think it would be fine competitively if they, like, reworked it a little bit. And, well, you know, obviously we'll see what they do after Pokemon Legends Z to A. We'll see what that battle system looks like. We'll see if, you know, like, that's, like, a new game or whatever. Yeah, I don't really know. Mega Evolution, I don't really have, like, a hard opinion on. I think that some Mega Pokemon are too strong. But I don't know if they're too strong now with the Pokemon we have now. And the only way to know would be to, like, do it. You know what I mean? Mythical Pokemon should be available for competitive use, but only I can use them. I think we should have formats that allow mythical Pokemon. I think they should just give us better access to them and, like, let us use some of them. But I want to use them too, so, like, I agree with the first part and I don't agree with the second part. Just create a remove that reverses priority orders. So like a new room, but instead of like Trick Room where the slowest Pokemon moves first, it reverses priority. That could be interesting. I'd be down for like a, what would it be called though? Like a, maybe just like reverse room. I mean, I don't know. I'd be down for reverse room. That sounds cool. This person has a second one. Let's see. Moves like Wide Guard and Quick Guard should have more distribution. Same thing with like terrains. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know about grassy terrain. See, they kind of like did a fake out on us because they gave us like Arboliva's ability, which sets grassy terrain, but only if you get hit, which is in a lot of ways worse than just like straight up grassy surge. And then they just gave us Rillaboom like at full strength basically, which is kind of weird. I'm down for this, only for like Misty Terrain, Electric Terrain. I don't know if we need more Grassy Surge Pokemon besides Rillaboom. I don't know if we need more Psychic Surge Pokemon besides Indeedee, because that might be a little busted. But for Electric Terrain and Misty Terrain at least, I 100% agree. Alright, now we're going to go over to YouTube. Always last 2 turns, like Rest and introduce Frostbite. This is a rework of Sleep I could get behind, except sometimes I really need that 1 turn Sleep Wake Up. But I guess if I knew it was 2 turns every time, I could work around it a little bit better. Introduce Frostbite. Yeah, we've already talked about Frostbite like a lot. Let's see. First impression should be reworked to always work even after the first turn, like Extreme Speed. Yes, I'm okay with this. If they need to like reduce the base power to like 70, that's fine. I just want first impression that works like Extreme Speed because I feel like bug types deserve it. Urshifu needs to do half damage through Protect and not full damage, and still be affected by secondary effects of other Protect varieties. Correct. I agree with this. The second part is not something that people usually include, but I think that Urshifu should do less damage through Protect, and it'd also be nice if it like hit through Burning Bulwark but still got burned. That'd be cool. Pokemon with more than one ability should just have both simultaneously. I don't like this for every ability. I like this for some Pokemon, but not most Pokemon. Mons with the hidden ability flag get their hidden abilities too. No. I don't want this at all. I don't want this for the majority of Pokemon. I don't want this at all. Yes, I found myself wishing that a Pokemon could have both of its abilities at the same time, but it's only for really bad Pokemon. It's never for like this. Frostbite. We've already talked about Frostbite. Physical defense to Assault Vest. Yes, but what would the restriction be? Would it be you can only use status moves? Because that feels unfairly balanced towards like prankster Pokemon, and I don't know if I like that. Would it be like you can only use the first move you click, like a choice band kind of situation? I don't know what the drawback would be, but I'm down for physical Assault Vest. Combee should have a swarming form. Yes. Combee should have a swarming form. I agree. If you don't know they're talking, I know this person in real life. Basically, like Wishy-Washy's schooling form, male Combee gets swarming form Combee, and I think that would be really cool. Sky Attack should be physical Meteor Beam. Okay. Hyper Beam and Friends should be 200 instead of 150. All right, let's go through these one at a time. Sky Attack should be physical Meteor Beam. I think I'm okay with that. I think this is a fine change, except I don't know all the Pokemon that get Sky Attack off the top of my head, so this could maybe be problematic. Hyper Beam and Friends should be 200 base power instead of 150. I don't know if I agree with this either. If only for the reasoning that it'd be really good. I don't know. I think I'm okay with the only 200 base power move being Explosion. This is the same as the critting one. So let's see here. Moves should start with 0 priority of critting, except stuff that have increased crit rates. But if the opponent has some stats increased, the more the stats are increased, the more the crit chance is higher. I don't know. I think crits probably needed like a rework, but I don't know if this is the rework that they need. But I can kind of see this being cool. This could be like a good like drawback to like increasing your stats. This kind of deals with like the Mux Miracle problem. But I don't know. This feels like it could be very problematic very fast for Pokemon that need stat boost to do stuff. You know what I mean? Any sleep move should have a fixed accuracy rate that is less than 100%. I don't know if I agree with this either, just because if every sleep move had decreased accuracy, it would make us even angrier when they land. You know what I'm saying? Like if Spore was 75% accurate and it could miss, every time a Amogus landed a Spore, you would be even angrier that they spored you. Shiftry shouldn't learn Will-O-Wisp. No, actually, I know why Shiftry learns Will-O-Wisp. Shiftry is a yokai, and if you look at it through that perspective, it makes perfect sense. It's like a forest spirit, like a trickster forest spirit god, and Will-O-Wisps are also a Will-O-the-Wisp is also a thing that appears in the forest and is like a forest spirit. So it makes a lot of sense. I disagree with this take. It makes sense thematically. Less than 100% accurate moves are a good thing, and the game would be incredibly boring if everything was consistent, even accounting for reworking the balance around that. I can kind of agree with this take. This is a fine take. Give every mon every move that it's ever had. I don't like seeing tools being taken away like Dual Wing Beat, Dragonite, or Eruption Heatran. I don't know about that. Have you ever played Nat Dex battles where every Pokemon has every move they've ever had access to? Let me tell you, it's kind of funky. And sometimes tools need to be taken away. Like they should take Parting Shot away from Incineroar. I think some generations it makes sense for Pokemon to have some moves, and some generations it doesn't. And sometimes for the balancing, it's important. Do I think Heatran should get Eruption still? Yes. That I can agree with at least. Hot take. If it wasn't for Game Freak shoving Charizard into our faces constantly, he would be trash. I can agree with that. Game mechanic take. Accuracy is a cheap mechanic, and no moves outside of one-hit KO moves should have them. Outplaying your opponent, having crazy reads, just have Hurricane or Focus Blast misses pure cap. Remove accuracy on moves. I can agree with some of this. Hurricane I can't agree with because Hurricane has the rain thing and it just does not do an accuracy check on rain. I think that's fair for the drawback of not having good accuracy in not outside of rain. I think some moves should have better accuracy than they do. I don't know if I agree with Focus Blast just because it's such a strong move. And like if every Pokemon got like reliable special fighting coverage like it does with Focus Blast and it was a good move, that maybe would be kind of silly. But I can agree that like some moves probably shouldn't have decreased accuracy. Like Zend Headbutt is literally just Iron Head, but it has decreased accuracy for some reason. Let's see. Having moves that lower accuracy is fair game as long as you're taking a turn to have it lowered or raised. Okay. I kind of get what you're saying. I guess. I don't really know if I like Muddy Water having the accuracy dropping effect and being 100% accurate. That's kind of funky. I mean, I wouldn't like if Muddy Water was like it lowered your accuracy every time. I think that'd be stupid and we would hate it. But there's like good points here, bad points here, you know. All right, this person wants new items. A Veto, which is like Mold Breaker but in item form. I don't know. Would that be good? Would that be too good? Maybe it only works once. Maybe, yeah. I think it'd have to be like a consumable item for it to be like super duper fair. Terrain Generator summons a terrain as an item. So like Electric Surge is an item, but it's consumable. That seems fair. That seems fine. I'm okay with that. That seems okay. Remove Dynamic Speed from the game. No. But, like the other person said, we should just make Tailwind a decreased priority move, and then I think that would make everything fair. I'm okay with like stat boosts being immediate, like Electro Web stuff, like Icy Wind stuff like that. But Tailwind being able to be a priority move is a problem, and like Trick Room was almost a problem because it wasn't a decreased priority move. In Gen 6, I think they made it a decreased priority move in Sun and Moon. I can't remember which generation it was. If it was, but like Trick Room used to not be a decreased priority move, and then when they made dynamic speed tiers, they made a decreased priority move, and that made it like fair. Tailwind should be the same way, and I think that fixes all of our issues with the dynamic speed tiers. Stat drops taking effect immediately, I think is fine. And that's it. that's all the hot takes. Wow, that was a lot of hot takes. That was a lot of talking. 25 minutes of me just reading hot takes. Did you enjoy it? Did you have a fun time with me? Do you have any additional hot takes you want to add? Comment them down below. Maybe I'll do a part 2 with just the comments on this video. You know, if I get enough, it could happen. But with that, everybody, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave the likes. Remember, subscribe. Be an AndyLa fan today, all right? We're trying to grow the channel as much as we can. I will not post every day. I just can't do it. I have too much life going on, okay? But every time I bring you a video, it's going to be the best possible video that I can bring you. And if it isn't, feel free to call me out, okay? And if you're already subscribed and you want to support a little bit more, think about becoming a certified AndyLa fan. You get the wonderful little Polyworld badge next to your name. You get all of the emotes. You get your name in the credits. That's all very cool. And go buy some merch if you want some merch. The merch is cool. I'm not wearing any right now. All I have is the jacket. That's all I've been able to buy for myself because I have too much life going on and I'm poor. But it be what it be. But yeah, with that, everybody, my name's Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time. Once upon a time, man, I heard that I was struggling. Came from a gen where power creep wasn't coming in. Face long, stats tight, defense up, shack height. Sturdy on me, sash like, got the TM last night. Hit me with that good move, make this mount act right. Bast boys, bout to hit that builder. I know that's right. Big Bast busting out these body presses, bout to buy a body bag and